Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin on a sunny day in Seattle. Today we're going to talk about what energy is. So, we think about it all the time. We even talk about it, but what is energy? So today I want to spend some time talking with you about what energy is and just doing a couple of quick demonstrations so you kind of get the feel for what I'm talking about. So again, welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist. And my worldwide practice is based here in Seattle, Washington. So today we're also going to do a guided meditation with a crystal Fallon, a crystal of the week, and a healing with the goddess. And if we have time, I'd like to do two quick readings for people. If you, the first two people I see here, type in a question and we'll try to get to that. But I really want to focus on what energy is today to really help you understand what a fascinating subject it is and how it's something that we just all really need to concentrate on. But first, let's get into a guided meditation with the Crystal Fallon. We love to do this every week. Hi, thanks for joining me. Missed you too, Melanie. Glad you're here. So if you joined us before, you worked, oh my gosh, she's cold today. Fallon is citrine Lemurian quartz, very rare quartz, and he's an ancient power crystal. And yes, I know what that sounds like, but you will be able to experience the energy of this crystal however your intuition works most strongly. So you may hear him chat with you, you may feel his energy, you may see pictures, or if you're a clair-knowing person, just know that you're connected with him in this quick little meditation. So what we're going to do is, hi, thanks for joining us. Okay, Nicole. All right, I've got your question. And I'm writing it down. Okay, so I've got two questions. Nicole and Melanie, and that'll be it for today. So for all of us, let's take a few moments and concentrate on clearing our energy, clearing out all the cares of the day so you can just spend this time with each other in this great community the Om Times people have created for us. So take your attention to the top of your head and just know that we're connecting mind, body, and spirit, just really just deepening that connection. And as you move down and allow the energy to move down from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, just let it clear out whatever's bugging you today and whatever is stuck. And we're going to talk about what that means in a minute. So as you take a deep breath, start at the top of your head and breathe down your face, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. Just top of the head to the bottom of your feet. It works really fast. Just let that energy just shoot through you, just clear out all the little blockages and leave you wide open for some healing energy. And so now as you breathe up from the bottom of your feet, imagine that you're connecting with the energy of this crystal. And you're welcome to just let it flow into your heart. And just imagine with each beat of your heart, it's just filling you up with healthy, positive energy. So moving up from the bottom of your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, and the top of your head, your crown chakra. Just feel that energy flooding you. You may be a little dizzy because crown chakra opening with Fallon can be really abrupt. Don't worry about it. That's just par for the course. So today, I do have the two questions, Nicole and Melanie, and we'll try to get to those. And I'd like to talk about what energy is, right? Because we think about it a lot. We hear about it a lot. And we don't always understand exactly what it means and how it affects us. And I want to talk about it today because I'm introducing a 5-part webinar series coming up in March Awesome, Melanie. Yeah. So you're a very strong intuitive whose intuition runs towards feeling. So yeah, you can feel his energy. And you know, wherever you are in the world, you'll be able to feel that because intuition and energy can go in everywhere. So as I always say, and my work is about helping people tap their natural, intuitive, and healing abilities because we are all naturally intuitives and healers. We just need to learn how that works. And the biggest thing that most of us need to learn first is what energy is and how energy affects us. You know, because everything is made of energy, right? So look at my hand, it's energy, right? But the sound of my voice is also energy. And of course, your computers and trees and chairs and cars and animals and other people, we're all made of energy. And sometimes it's easier to think about energy as vibration. So if you think about frequency, the dials on your radio in the car, or watching a TV show, so you're watching Channel 5, so you're only seeing Channel 5, you're not seeing Channel 73, for example. That's the energy of Channel 5. So if you think about it as frequency, when we're talking with each other, then we're talking as other humans to each other, and we're talking on this human frequency. It doesn't mean we always understand each other because you know how we get mixed up in understanding each other, but at least we can communicate. So those of us who are talking with trees and animals and all the other things that I work with on a daily basis, we're just connecting on different frequencies. So energy flows freely unless it's blocked, right? So you can stand in one frequency, you can ignore others, you can be partially blocked, or any one of a dozen different things, and even more than that. So how does that apply to us? So I just want to give you a real quick demonstration. This is a flashlight I carry every single night when I'm out with my dog. It's got a really powerful beam. So you imagine if you turn on the beam here, there we go. And I don't want to blind anybody, so I'm trying to shoot it down at the bottom of the screen. But if you see that flashlight beam, imagine that the beam of the flashlight is energy, okay? So now what I've just done by putting my hand in front of the flashlight is block the energy, right? Or direct it in a different direction, right? Really simple concept. But it gets really complicated in real life. Because if we think of ourselves as the flashlight directing the beam of energy, what gets in the way of that beam? You know, what can you translate as part of a hand that gets in front of the flashlight beam? Well, any block that we run into or create intentionally or otherwise impedes our energy or the beam of the flashlight. So we get stuck when our energy is blocked from freely flowing, right? So, and we remain stuck until we allow our energy to flow freely again. So what gets us stuck? Well, we do. Our experiences get us stuck, whether they're fun, whether they're hard, whether they're traumatic, whether they're dull. You know, ever had to sit through a TV show with somebody else and it's like, oh my God, this is the dullest thing ever. All of those things can get us stuck. The things that we believe can get us stuck, right? So religion, culture, politics, our different mindsets, our attitudes can get us stuck. That includes believing things that aren't true, like dogma, to really the biggest thing that we all have trouble with, and that's that we don't love ourselves enough. And our lack of self-love is a block for us. So when you get right down to it, every single thing we think, every single thing we feel, everything that keeps us from claiming our power as loving human beings, as loving souls in human bodies, everything that keeps us from being that best person gets us stuck. You know, so it's kind of like a minefield out there, right? It's like, oh my gosh, everything can get you stuck. So what are you going to do about your stuck energy? You're going to claim your power. You're going to say, I am sovereign over my body, over my energy. And to do that, we learn how to manage our energy boundaries. So you see how that kind of cycles around. We're made of energy. The things that we do, the things that we think, the things that we feel, the experiences that we have can all block our energy from freely flowing. So that means that we need to learn how to manage our energy. And it means that we can't tap our intuition or healing abilities as well as we could if our energy tends to get blocked. So how do you know if your energy is blocked? Well, I've talked about this in other Facebook Lives, and I've written extensively about it on my website and in my upcoming book on what happens when we die. But if you're unhappy at work or at home, if you're feeling unfulfilled, if you're feeling stuck in life, if you're overwhelmed, at the end of the day, you're just completely drained, if you have trouble going around in crowds, or if you feel you're just not at your best, usually means that there's something blocking your energy. So the answer is to learn how to manage your energy boundaries. And I know this sounds like, oh my gosh, we may not have ever heard about this before. Or you may think like it's an impossible thing to cover, and it's not. It is something that once you get a handle on it, once you understand how it works, it becomes automatic. Trust me, because I've worked with this for a long time. And I learned about energy boundaries because I was doing stupid things like getting my energy mixed up with the beings that I was talking with. So years before I started working with people, I was working primarily with non-humans, with weather, with land systems. And I was curious, so I could go converse with things or find out what's going on. And one time I had a conversation with an oil spill, literally a spill of oil in the ocean out here in Seattle where I live. And I was sick to my stomach for 2 solid weeks. Why? Because there's a way for us to communicate with other humans and with other beings without mingling our energy with them, without mingling our essence. And what I was doing was pulling in the essence of energy, which is literally not compatible with the human body. So don't try it. Don't make the mistakes I do. That's why I'm out there teaching. So you don't goof up and make the mistakes that I do. But, learning to manage our energy boundaries or finding out that our boundaries aren't really strong enough or well enough developed, it isn't a problem of it being your fault, of anything being wrong with you. It's simply something that hasn't been taught. We just don't realize that we have this thing that surrounds us that's our protector, and our energy boundaries help us experience the world. They kind of protect us. But if we don't pay attention to them, it's like not taking a shower for 20 years. It's like, wow, you're going to get really gunked up and not able to be your best. And that's what happens when we don't understand how to manage our energy boundaries. So that's why I wanted to talk with you a little bit about it today and, introduce you to my upcoming webinar series. Now, I've taught energy boundaries at the university level for people needing continuing education credits. And I've taught a workshop, a day-long workshop, and I always wanted to divide it up over a period of time so that people could experience and play with it. And that's what I get to do in this upcoming webinar series, which starts on March 20th. So here's first of all why you'd want to take it. If any of those things ring true for you, that you're giving yourself away, you're putting everybody else's needs first, or if you just want to be better, right? You want to be better intuitive, a better healer. You want to go out and just shine and really fulfill your soul purpose and have fun in the world and have a great time. We all need to learn to manage our energy boundaries. So if your energy boundary is healthy, and really functioning, you're going to get a heads up on things coming at you, whether it's a difficult boss or a tough project at work, or even a choice between what movie you're going to see with friends on the weekend. You're going to understand really on an intuitive level, which is what you're supposed to be able to do, what works for you and what doesn't. Does that mean you're not going to continue to make mistakes? No, but it's going to help you learn to be the best that you can be in the world and be as strong as you can. So things that come at you, good or bad, you can handle better. And we all need that. So the upcoming webinar series is on March 20th, starts Tuesday, March 20th. And I set it at 6 Pacific time. So I'm hoping that people on the East Coast will be able to join us. It's a 5-part series. Okay, we're going to do it once a week for 5 weeks, 1 hour. We're going to have a private Facebook page. We're going to do lecture. We're going to demonstrate. I have a whole bunch of really great exercises for you to work on. And you're also, each person, this is why I've limited the class to 25. Each person is going to work not just with each other in the class, so we can really experience our energy boundaries. And yes, you can do this on a webinar platform. Energy goes everywhere. But you're also going to get one-on-one time with me. So by the end of that 5-week session, you're really going to know where you are, how you stand, and you're really going to be comfortable with how your energy body works, how your boundaries work, and you're going to be finding that you're just really getting along so much better in the world. And that will prime you too for my intuitive development webinar series coming after that, because we really need to understand how energy works before we can really tap even deeper into our intuitive and healing abilities. So have you ever heard people say, well, gosh, I'm talking to dead people, or dead people are always showing up and I'm talking to them, so I guess I need to be a medium? No, that just means you need to decide what you want to do, and you need to develop your energy boundaries so that the only things that are coming to chat with you are things that you're welcoming doing that, because not everybody has to be a medium, for example. So I hope that gives you some ideas, but you can tap me on my Facebook business page, Robin, the Practical Intuitive, Robin M. Fritz, or my personal page. You can send me an email at my website, robinfritz.com. But the webinar series is up on the experts platform at Learn It Live. You can check it out. There's an awful lot of material there, but just even the ability to work one-on-one with me over that time period is basically pays for the class itself. It is $100 for 5 hours, plus the extra time that we're doing on Facebook, and it includes that one-on-one time with me and all the time that you're playing with each other. So that's pretty cool. And I'm really excited about it. I know some people are already signed up. It's limited to 25 people, and that's a lot. You know, we could do 10 easily. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to chat with you about it. I have really seen people blossom from this. People really be able to go out and do really, we all have tough jobs, and I don't care what your job is. It's all tough out there, and the world is getting harder to deal with. And I know that we'll get better at it as we work with our energy boundaries. So we've got a crystal of the week coming up here too, but I did have 2 questions. So Nicole, when are you going to get back into nursing? I think that was your question. Emily, again, you're a perfect candidate for this energy boundary class. Because here's the thing, other people are really good at managing their energy. They don't even know it. And there are also people that don't think about it at all, and we call them like energy vampires. And they don't mean to hurt people. A lot of them don't. They just have that personality and that intuitive mindset. They can just go out and grab what they want. And so you may be running into people that are literally getting better by sucking up other people's energy. And you may be someone who's so porous that your energy just goes out of you. This is the problem with people who call themselves empaths, but are really people whose intuition runs towards feelings. And I know I'm one of those, so we tend to be softer, and people can take advantage of us even without them being aware that they are. That makes sense. That's how it happens. Nicole, you're asking when you will be getting back into nursing school. And I keep seeing the number 6, and it feels like 6 months. And today it's February, right? The end of February. So summer, I guess it looks like. Let me know how that feels to you. But I keep seeing the number 6. And when I work with people, I often see numbers. So it could be 6 weeks, but it feels longer than that. It feels like 6 months, not 6 years. Okay. Let me know how that feels to you. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like you have a lot of personal things to clear out of the way first, and that's fine. We all do. but also the direction that you want the nursing career to go in. Yes, Emily. Yeah, I can tell you from experience and just from your question that is probably what's going on. I'd love to have you in that workshop, and we'll work with you, because the really cool thing about energy boundaries that Fallon, my crystal, and I created this process is everybody's is different. Every single person's energy body is different. And so we find out how yours works, your individual one works. And then, and actually you find out because you actually can. And then we work to change it so that you and your energy body can function better together. And it is just so awesome to see all of the different ways that our energy bodies respond to us. You know, really, they're alive. You know, I've had people call me up and say, hey, guess what? My energy body's name is whatever name they come up with. Because they're alive like anything else out there. Yes. Oh, man. Nicole, that sounds awesome. Awesome. You know, there's a lot of really great stuff coming out of the nursing world these days, including natural touch healing. Is that right? I have a friend who's involved in that, some of the healing modalities that came out. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Nicole. And Melanie, your 20 and 24-year-old kids don't appreciate you. That sounds like about right? Sometimes when they get to be teenagers, I know the kids in my life became teenagers at like 11. You know, it was like too soon for me to deal with. And then they stayed that way. You know, two things. One, it feels like they're trying to carve their path in the world, and they feel right now that anybody who gets in the way is holding them back. And, you know, kids are always pushing the boundaries, you know, what's acceptable and what isn't, but also how they define themselves in the world. So just pull back. If you push your energy at them, that's going to be even harder for them. So just pull back and let it go and just say, okay, I bless you on your way. And here's a quick little exercise that I teach people to, you know, practice this in the deli, for example, or the grocery store. Take a deep breath and just say, the divine in me greets the divine in you. Just say it in your head. You can practice it at the grocery store. You'll see people looking around like, what just happened? Because they feel the energy of that acceptance. And so let your kids feel the energy of your acceptance of them. I know it hurts. Give them a break. Give yourself a break. You've done everything you could to be a wonderful mom, and they're just learning to spread their wings and fly a little bit, and just let them know that you're there for them when they come back. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So, crystal of the week. I know I've probably covered this before, but this crystal just keeps wanting to pop back up in Facebook. Now, see how gorgeous this is? This is hematite. It's hematite with something in it, rutile. I don't know how to pronounce it, R-U-T-I-L-E. Actually, who knows how to pronounce any crystal name? You're all so weird. Okay, you all just heard Fallon criticize me for saying that. Okay, Facebook Live, that's how it is. But hematite is a very strong grounding crystal. It also helps you really with your energy boundaries. Now, this is a raw piece. So while it's very beautiful, it flakes off. So I would suggest this kind of a raw piece of keeping it like on a desk, or usually where my piece sits is on a coffee table next to Fallon. But that will give you an idea of what hematite looks like, kind of a dark blackish. A lot of the grounding crystals are black, dark brown, and black. But I really like this particular piece because I'm kind of a magpie. I like shiny things, and this glistens, you know, in the light. But a polished piece would be better for you to carry around. It also boosts self-confidence, helps you learn from your mistakes, because who doesn't make a mistake every single day? It's really great for energy boundaries, which is why I brought it up today, to help you understand energies. And of course, great for grounding and balancing. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and for chiming in with questions, with just being part of this community. It means a lot to me to share this time with you every week. And I'd like to ask if you appreciate it, if you'd like the Om Times Institute page, and also go and like my Facebook business page, Robin M. Fritz, the Practical Intuitive. That's reversed, the Practical Intuitive, Robin M. Fritz. Really appreciate likes on those pages. If you would like a quick intuitive reading and you don't really want your name mentioned, like it's here for everybody to see, you can send me a message on Facebook or email me at robin@robinfritz.com. That's ROBYNFRITZ.com. And I'll include it on my radio shows. I like doing all of my techie stuff on one day of the week. And this afternoon, every Monday, is my radio show at omtimes.com radio. It's the Practical Intuitive, Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. And this afternoon is an amazing show. A friend of mine published a book, and it's about finding home in nature. And did you know, like, Seattle has an urban salmon run? And she's been learning how to create a life in Seattle, and she's a native New Yorker. And so we're going to talk about what nature is. And if you've read any nature writing, you know it's a very spiritually oriented type of writing. You know, what's a weed and what's a native plant, and what does that mean to us in the world? So join us for that this afternoon. It'll be a fascinating conversation. It's fascinating to think about where we are in the world. And if we're talking about, you know, energy boundaries, and you're going out in the world, you're going for a walk in your neighborhood, what is nature and how does that apply to you? You know, and I am very fortunate to live really at the beach. And I can go out at low tide and walk the beach, and it's a totally different world out there. I mean, you see all kinds of sea creatures, you see clams squirting, you see crabs, you see little fish. If you're not very smart, you'll pick up a little octopus and get bit. But just to be out in the middle of one of the largest cities in the country, and yet you're out in nature, in really wild nature, and it's an amazing experience. So we're out of time today. You can look up my webinar series at the Learn It Live platform. It's posted here, experts.omtimes.com/Robin Fritz. It's called Managing Your Energy Boundaries. It's a 5-part series. You know, call me up or send me an email if you want to talk about it and how it applies to you. But now we're going to ground back down into our bodies, right? Close that crown chakra from connecting with Fallon. So thank you again, Nicole. Thank you for coming each week, or as many weeks as you can. And I appreciate all of you for being here. And if you cross your hands on your heart, and I'm using a really small little tablet here, cross your hands on your heart, right? And you just breathe into that. Thank you so much for being here today. You breathe into it. You're not channeling energy. You're just experiencing the breath, your body. But you're also, our palms of our hands have healing energy. So just imagine you're breathing energy into your palms. And as you blow into your palms and feel the air of your breath, and hold it out and just let everyone else in the community experience your wonderful energy. Just let it go where it will. And then cross your hands on your heart again and breathe into the palms of your hands. And this is just grounding you down now. And just as you take a deep breath, feel your energy coming back into your body, you know, your crown chakra closing down. Breathe into your palms again, and then put your hands back on your heart. This is a grounding exercise, a healing exercise that was taught by a goddess some years ago. And she puts up with me. I don't know why sometimes. But it's really grounding exercise. And remember that you are worthy of all great things, and your energy boundaries will help you get better in the world at being your intuitive and healing self, at doing your best in the world. Thank you for joining me today. You can join me at noon on my private page, my business page, The Practical Intuitive. I do a short little Facebook Live event, but also join me at my radio show this afternoon. Let me know if you'd like to talk about my webinar coming up. And join us next week. Let me know subjects that you'd be you'd like us to cover, and we'd be happy to do that. Take care, and thanks for joining us today.